everyone, and welcome to another mod review. In this video, I'll be showcasing a third-party payware scenery that I've been using for a while. This is Vienna International Airport by Gaya Simulations. There's a lot of features that come with this third-party scenery, and I'm looking forward to showing you or showcasing you all the features that this airport has to offer, or most of the features that this airport has to offer. So let's jump straight into this. So as you may know or may not know about the airport, it is located 18 kilometers southeast of Vienna, which is the capital of Austria. There are plenty of options to take to get to Vienna International Airport. One is the local train services, which would last about 15 to 30 minutes travel time depending on the activity of the route. And another option would be express train services, which could take up to 15 or 16 minutes. There's also the airport train services, which also is the same for the express, 15 to 16 minutes. And for the other services or the other options, you have is the bus, which is the same for the express train services and the airport train services, which is 15 to 16 minutes direct from Vienna to the airport. And lastly, you have the option to go by the car, which could also take 15 to 30 minutes, which depends on the road traffic. So Vienna International Airport has two long runways. As you can see here, I'm flying over runway 11 and runway 29. This runway here is not so commonly used by traffic. There are occasional takeoffs and landings on this runway, but mostly the traffic is on the other runway, which I will go ahead and fly towards too. So here you can see this is runway 16 and runway 34. You can tell by the wear and tear on the runway. You can see the tire markings there that this runway is being used mostly for takeoff and landings. So most of the traffic normally or usually go through this runway, and it is the same for runway 34. Same thing on the other side here. Most of the traffic go down here for takeoff and landing. So the length for runway 11 and 29 is 3,492 meters. And the runway length for runway 16 and 34 is 3,589 meters, which is long enough for any aircraft to take off and land from. You can go from the very small Bombardier de Havilland -8 Q400 all the way to the super jumbo Airbus A380. So the airlines that currently serve the airport is KLM, Lufthansa, Eurowings, Lauda Air, Level, Qatar Airways, Turkish Airlines, Emirates of course, and it is the home base and the main hub and headquarters of Austrian Airlines, as you can see here on the ramp. So as you can see here, if you look closely, the buildings have reflections, which is a really nice detail. But most importantly, the buildings feature 3D interior, which is a nice thing that they have added to the airport. It's also an extra attention to detail, makes it a bit more realistic, and it's something that I don't tend to notice every time I try to fly in and out of Vienna International Airport. Like you can see here, I think this is one of the food courts of the airport. It's really nice, it's really well modeled, the interior. And over here we have the Delta Concourse. Because of how the airport in real life is modeled, there are somewhat of these shutters here. I think these are like built-in shutters, I guess, to block out the sunlight, but I'm not too sure about what these things are. And as you can see here, in one of the gates, this is gate Delta 21. Of course, each gate has its own sign, so you know what gate you are positioned at before you depart or when you arrive. Let's say here this is Delta 23, the other side is Delta 24, and this would be Delta 22. And it's a plus to knowing where you are in the airport. This is the Jetway at the stand here. Let's go to another Jetway so we can see it better in the sun. There we go. Has the doors, the windows, and everything. Very nice. It has some advertisement signs on top, which is really neat. It has also this advertisement sign on one side. Let's go around to the other side. This is the same thing as well. And it also includes some stairs, which is really neat. As you can see here on the ground, this is like the stand marker for the Jetway, but the Jetway is apparently positioned way off that, so I don't know. So here we have various parking positions or stand positions for the nose gear. With that is the automatic docking system here. You can see here, this is the automatic docking system. So based on your aircraft type and size, it will automatically determine where the nose gear will be placed and what position it will be placed on. I've been using this airport for a while, and I've noticed that the automatic docking system at the moment does not work. So at the moment you have the guidance crew at the stand to determine where your nose gear will be placed, which makes sense, but I still wish that, or I would want this feature to be implemented, because this automatic docking system adds more realism to the game quite a lot. So as you can see here to my right, we've got 3D static aircraft. This is an EVA Air Boeing 777-200, and if I put the camera up a bit more, we have an Emirates Boeing 777-300. There are 3D static aircraft scattered around the airport. It gives more life to the game, which is a really neat feature to have. Although in my preference, I would like to have these 3D aircraft removed as an option. Not permanently. I would want to have an option to be able to disable or enable 3D static aircraft, but yet again, it's nice to have these static aircraft on the ground for more realism and more life to the airport. So this is an El Boeing 737-8. I hope I didn't butcher the name there. And as you saw earlier, you saw these Austrian Airbus A320s, which is really nice. Here we have ground equipment. So we have these NT baggage carriers here with, I believe, one of the ground power units, the portable ones. Because nowadays at airports, the ground power unit is directly from the ground or directly from the Jetway. But it's a nice feature that they added these portable ground units. And here we have one of the many ground vehicles here. And as we move over here, you can see there is a blast protection barrier. You don't get to see that in the default airport. And we have here these freight carriers. We have one of the airport buses. I don't know why it's parked here, but it is parked there. And this is the parking area for the airport bus. And for some reason, the fuel truck is designated here. I don't know why the fuel truck would be designated at a bus parking area, but it's there, so I wouldn't complain. Normally I won't notice that much when I'm flying in and out of Vienna International Airport. Here we've got some ground vehicles, and we got the default ground crew personnel standing there.
Earl James 1000, handling copy, ready for boarding.
So as you can see here, this is the jetway connecting to my aircraft. It's very well animated. Oops, stairs apparently turning out. There goes the door of my aircraft. There we go. And it's fully connected. As you can see here, it nicely connects to the aircraft, which is really cool, really neat. It's nicely animated, which is really cool. The Jetways have their own custom model, which is pretty neat. I may have said it before, but I'll say it again. And of course, the stairs are animated as well, which is really nice. I apologize for the camera work. I'm still trying to improve it, but this is the best I can do because I'm using it on the keyboard. But yeah, the jetways they connect up properly to your aircraft, and they're really nicely animated, I gotta say. So as you can see here, you've already seen this multiple times. This is the Foxtrot stand area, and over here we have more of the Foxtrot stand areas. As you can see here, this is the hotel stand area. As you can see on one of the ground markings there, although it's upside down, I can read that it's the hotel stand area. Over here we are at the Kilo stand area. We have a Korean Air Boeing 777-200 and an Austrian Air Boeing 777-200 in the old colors. And now you can see here, this is the Echo stand area. This is where most of the domestic / regional flights go to and from. And of course, we are at the Delta stand area. So this is the Delta terminal of the airport. This is one of the 2 international terminals here. And now we are looking at the Charlie stand area. So this is Terminal Charlie. This is another terminal for most of the international departures. Here we have more of the general aviation stands. So these stands over here is the Bravo stands. Now we're flying over the freight stand area. This is a Silkway Boeing 747-400. It's nice of them to add the freighter version of the 747. It's really good. Next we have the Asiana Cargo 747-400 freighter. Over here we're at the maintenance hangar. This is an Austrian Airbus A320. It looks like it's being pulled by a tug. I don't know if this is animated or not, but I believe it is, because I don't normally spawn around this area at the freight stands. I've noticed that oh, it is animated. Oh nice, that's animated. So where is this plane being towed to? Possibly the maintenance. Okay, it's being, whoa, those doors, they open a bit fast. Okay, that's strange. They open a bit too fast. But we can see here there's a tug currently pulling a Korean Air Boeing 777-200, and meanwhile this Austrian Air Airbus A320 is currently being towed or pulled into the hangar here. So it looks like I mentioned earlier, I don't spawn around here because this is the freight stand area. It looks like they're interchanging places, which is a really neat eye candy there, as I'd like to call it. Very nice. So there you go, the A320 is going to be pulled into place or tugged into place, and then the doors will close at high speed. I don't really understand why the doors are animated so fast. Here we go. I feel like it's a bit too fast for a door to close like that. I don't think it does that in real life. So there you go. Nice animation. So while I'm flying over to the air traffic control tower, you can see various 3D buildings laid out at the airports. Like I mentioned, the airport's really well detailed. Oh look! Oh wow! These look like solar panels, are they? Yes, they are. They are solar panels. Oh, nice. That's a lovely touch there. So this is the control tower of the airport. Let me zoom out a little bit so you can see better. Nicely detailed. It has the Samsung logo here. It's very accurate to its real life counterpart, and I like that. I've been in and out of this airport as a passenger in my perspective, or in a passenger's perspective, and to be honest, this scenery is really accurate to its real life counterpart. It has all the stands, it has all the gates, the signage and everything. It's really nice. Very nicely done. Oh, would you look at that? This is the airport train service serving Vienna International Airport. Oh, there's its company going back to Vienna. Sorry for the fast camera, but I just spotted this out of the blue. This is one of the many train services that currently serves Vienna International Airport. This is the city airport train, so this is the airport train services going directly to Vienna, and also goes directly to Vienna International Airport. There we go. It's running down at 160 kilometers per hour. I'm just taking a guess. So this is one of the train lines that currently runs from Vienna to the airport. It continues down past the airport. As you saw earlier, that was the airport train services, or the city airport train. We have, if I'm correct, we have other train services like the local fast rail, or in German, the S-Bahn. That's the the slower train service from what I can guess. And then there's another train service called Railjet. That's the express train service. It's not really direct to the airport, but it has fewer stops than the local train service. So enough rambling about trains. We're not here to talk about trains. We're here to review and showcase Vienna International Airport by Gaya Simulations. Anyways, as you can see here, this is the departure area. So this is where you would end up if you have a flight going to wherever you need to go. It's really nicely detailed. There's some cars parked there. There's some people standing there. It's nicely done. Some taxis standing here. And this is more parking for those who use their personal vehicles. Normally they just be dropped off and then they'll go. If we look under here, this is the arrival area. As you can see here, it's not that really detailed because the arrival area is covered by the departure area, so you would mostly see the departure area when you're flying over the airport. So as I turn to my left, this is more parking, and over here we have more parking. There's a lot of cars parked here. I don't know what this is. Oh, this may be the roof of a building of some sort. Okay. And as we leave the departure area, it's one of the roads going back out of the airport, we have more parking, which is almost full by the looks of it. Really nice detail. And this is a landmark that I don't really notice all the time every time I go out of this airport. This is the Moxy Hotel. Very nice landmark here. I can't have a say about this landmark because I never really pay attention to the buildings that go by me when I go down the road back to Vienna, and I haven't been to this hotel either, so But that's nice, they have a hotel model into this. So lastly here we have the fire brigade. Very nice little building here. I believe I've seen this building in real life. I've taken some flights in and out of Vienna International Airport, but I had no idea this was the fire brigade. Well, now I learned something because of this add-on scenery. After this, I will showcase the night lighting of the airport at night. So as you can see here, I've just changed the time of day to dusk. So currently the sun is going down. And the night lighting for the airport is really nice. Of course the taxiway lines are lit so you can see where you're going at night. The lights on the side of the taxiways are neatly placed so you can see the edge of the taxiway. Over here we have the fire brigade that you saw earlier. It's also nicely lit. Very nice. And you can see the light reflections on the ground, which is another attention to detail here. As I turn my camera around, this is one of the taxiway signs for taxiway Lima. There's an exit to the right, and to the left there's exit 24, which is really neat. And I think if we go to some of these taxiway signs, yes, there we go. I think, yes, they do reflect light shadows on the ground. That's really good stuff. You can see the lighting poles here. They light the ground up very nicely. So we're at the Foxtrot stands. Really nice. So the parking stands are really nicely lit. And you can also see here, if I go closer, the stand signs are also lit to see better in the dark. Oh, would you look at this? The interior also has lighting, which is really nice attention to detail. This is something that like I said earlier about the 3D interior, this is something I barely get to notice. And on the top of the building there, we have some lights as well. This is really nice. This airport's really well detailed to my surprise. Because I'm normally too busy in my aircraft doing checklists, startup procedures, etc. etc. I don't have the time to really look around the airport, the detail that the developer has done to the airport. That's really, really cool. So meanwhile, while we're flying over here to the terminal, you may notice that the static aircraft are not lit during the dark or in the dark. It makes sense that they're not lit because they're just standing there. In my opinion, that's how I feel like it should be. We have the Delta terminal. It's also nicely lit by the lights over here. And if I look close enough, I think the interior has 3D lighting, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see. Yes, we do. We have interior lighting over here. Nice. Nice. This is something I don't notice. It's only now I noticed this. Wow. There's like this little bus terminal that is here in this area. I think this is the bus terminal for Terminal Charlie, I believe. So this is where you normally, when you head out for your departure, you take the bus going to the plane, and it's vice versa for your arrival. That's really nice. You can see the bus terminal area here. It's really nicely lit, and there's more of the interior there. You can see there's lights inside. Of course, the sign for Vienna International Airport. Oh hey, this should be the thumbnail. I mean, why not? There's the thumbnail. Very nice. There's more of the, there's another bus terminal arrival, I believe. Yeah, for the Delta terminal. Oops, this is the Charlie terminal, excuse me. The other one is the Delta terminal, I'm sorry. This is the Charlie terminal. The night lighting really adds to the level of realism to the game. Oh, I think I've noticed this, but as you can see here, I think you may have noticed this before. The tower for Vienna International Airport is also lit up at night. That is really neat. really neat looking. This is really stunning. Wow, this looks really nice during a sunrise or a sunset. I'm not going to lie, it really feels like I'm actually at the airport, although this is just a flight sim. The level of detail, it's so much to the point where I forget that this is just a sim. I feel like I'm actually at the airport when it's not. Wow. I can't say anything else but wow. That's all I can say is just wow. There we go. Before I end off the video there, one last thing that I want to say. This add-on is currently priced at 19 euros to 20 euros in the marketplace, the in-game marketplace. It depends on where you are currently located around the world, or the pricing may vary depending on the currency you have. It's still worth the money despite it being priced, or the fact that it's priced very high. I definitely would recommend this payware third-party scenery. It's really nicely done. Well, look at that view. It looks a bit too real. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this mod review. I guess we'll end it off there with this lovely aerial view of Vienna International Airport. This video is in depth as the previous mod review that I've done, which is the fly-by-wire mod. If you haven't seen that video yet, I'll currently link it in the video and in the description below. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this mod review. I think I'll be doing more mod reviews. But until then, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. See you soon.